Everyone here, welcome to Puerto Rico. We hope you're enjoying your stay here.
So far, so good.
Is this your first time?
It's my first time. I got here. First of all, sorry for the wait, guys. We got a late start. Kind of, so long. We don't mind. I got here late last night. The most I've seen is the inside of the hotel, and then I went jogging this morning. So I saw the courts. I saw the neighborhood. My cousin, mama. There we go.
So I want to ask you, tell us a bit about yourself and how you got involved in this whole world of Naruto, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, so I went to school for acting. I was going to be a very serious actor. I did plays for a long time in New York City and around the country, and grew up loving the same thing you guys do. And even when I was in acting school, I contacted companies going, I would love to do voices for your cartoons, and no one ever responded. He's done his best. He would show up to rehearsal with a different anime-related T-shirt every day. He was a big nerd for it too, and then we just hit it off, and we spent 2 months together. And then when we got back to New York City, he said, "Hey, would you like to come there to have an audition for this thing?" And I went in, and that was something called Boogie Pop Phantom. Anybody? And I was lucky to land a juicy role instead of just, clerk. Hey, how are you doing, sir? Which is how you usually get broken. And I got a nice, juicy, pervy part. And it just snowballed from there. I did a little bit in New York, where there's a little bit of that work, and I was still doing theater. And then I moved to got married, I moved to Los Angeles, thinking maybe I can make a career out of this. I did. So I did it for a couple of years, and then someone said, "Hey, you've got a good head on your shoulders. Do you want to try writing the English scripts for these?" And I, do you know how? And I lied and said yes. And then they said, "Hey, you've got a good head on your shoulders. Do you want to try directing the other actors?" And again, lied and said I knew exactly what I was. That led to, I voice acted in animation and in games. I do commercial work now. I've adapted probably 200 episodes of anime for English. It doesn't mean I speak Japanese, it just means I got a raw translation that sounded like, "I will kill you with a sword now." And it made it sound good and match the flapping of the mouth, right? And I direct for games now too. Most recently, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Which I can't talk about, but I spent most of the last year working on. I directed the VO for Resident Evil 5, other stuff. So that's how I got in. And I'm a geek. I was a geek. I am a geek. I beat the man. I wear a T-shirt to work, and I pretend to be, demons and elves. Bye-bye.
And obviously you've been very successful in your career, and congratulations on that. Do some people...
This is where we release the sleeping gas.
Do some people still see your line of work as not serious? For industry professionals?
Not anymore, no. I mean, there's actually a lot of downward pressure from celebrities now coming in. I mean, there's way more celebrity in voiceover now than there ever used to be. People who work on TV shows that I've met or in movies, I'd love to do that. I came to LA thinking, maybe it's not too late for me to do in the film. Let's do it. But I meet people at conventions, and they're like, how do I do that? How do I get into voiceover? So I don't find too many people my dad's kind of confused by it. But other than that, no. I mean, I think that it's never been a better time for nerds on planet Earth, with things like Thor and, and Avengers, and just in the movies and in games and in animation, we're going through this renaissance where everybody loves sci-fi and superheroes. So, no, I mean, I think everyone's embracing it.
What's your favorite part of your job, of what you do? What do you most enjoy?
My job, the best thing about my my job is that it's never the same. Every week I go somewhere and I pretend to be an elf in Middle Earth, or a transformer on Cybertron, or a horseman of the apocalypse. It's just different all the time. Sometimes I just go in and go, Grenade, get down, all day. It's never the same. Then sometimes I direct, and sometimes I'm staring at my keyboard getting angry that I can't think of how to adapt a line for an episode of something. So just I like the variety. And I like making a living, you know, as a performer and an artist. It's tough trying to be an actor, man. 5% of actors make a living solely as an actor.
Now, you do work in animation, you do work in video games. What's the difference? How different are the industries, or how different is the line of work for each of you?
It's a lot of the same actors, not exclusively, but a lot of the same actors. The biggest difference is how we record. For games, and it's changing a little bit, but for games, 90% of the time, you're by yourself in a booth. There's nobody to act off of. Typically, we're looking at a massive, massive Excel file with just columns and rows and all the lines, and hopefully the voiceover director and the dev team from the game company knows what's going on at every moment. And you're by yourself, so you have to imagine that you're getting shot at, or getting shot in the face, or getting kicked in the gut, or begging for your life. But with animation, you'll have a group brief. You'll have 8 or 10 or 12 actors in a room, and you get to work off of each other, which is it's really better that way. But with a game like Fallout New Vegas that has 60,000 lines, they could never do group briefs for that. That's just not, it's impossible. So you have to create a lot more of the world in your head for video games most of the time, although I've done group briefs, but they're rare. And with animation, not group briefs either, that's one line at a time. Beep, 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 I'm gonna kill you!
Well, I am going to turn over the microphone to have our audience ask you questions. The format is very simple. We have I'll set the microphone here. So if you guys want to go ahead and line up. And we'll address your questions.
All right. First of all, thank you for being here. And what's one voice acting role you wished you could have, like for anything?
The ship has already sailed, has already happened.
Or anything.
I already know the answer. The answer is Tetsuo and Akira, or Akira. I grew up on that. It's one of my favorite movies, period. I got to Los Angeles about 6 months after they redubbed it, so missed my shot at it. No guarantee that I would have gotten it, but I love that role. I would like my arm to explode into a giant meat sandwich. Thank you.
My question is, what is the strangest thing you've ever said in the movie? Like, aside from your own script, what is one line you've translated or read that's been like, what?
Read out loud, and God, I learned little kids. Does anyone bring their kids in here? Wave your hand if you got kids. The weirdest line might have been those who laugh at porn will one day die by porn. That's from Hade and Goo, Dr. Fly. And then also when I recorded Air Raid for, this isn't pervy or gross or anything, but when I recorded Air Raid for Transformers War for Cybertron, it took me about 10 tries to get through the line, Optimus, look out, because I started giggling every time. Because I'm a nerd and it was a Transformers game.
Well, you're going to hate me for this, but there isn't a lot of fan service in Belize, and I was wondering...
Is or is not?
There is.
Okay.
And I was wondering if you can do an Okitake voice and say, Kiraku, I would be glad to have your baby.
He sounds a lot like me. Everyone's like, Kiraku, I'd be glad to have your baby. As long as I don't die from tuberculosis.
They have the man. Out of all the characters you voice acted, is there any that you for whatever reason, whether it's a story or whatever,
Not War and Darksiders, definitely not that one. The creative one. No, there's nothing I've ever hated. Oscar draft is hard as hell. So, reading the entire game, and that's not an exaggeration, 95% of the lines are,
yeah, but I mean,
What is it?
personality. No, he's great. I did. I can kind of brain fart. I'm trying to follow my head.
Not bad.
Yeah, that kid's a dick.
My question would be, what kind of advice would you give to an aspiring voice actor that would love to
To do this kind of work? Sure. All right, so the first thing, everyone comes up to me at conventions and asks this question. They always say, I do the greatest impression. And, well, nothing against you, I'm just saying, that's what I hear. I mean, we get the question a lot. And being able to have a good ear and sort of and mimicry, which I think I'm a pretty good mimic, is definitely useful, but you also have to be a good actor. So anyone who's looking to get into the industry, take acting classes, do plays, do films, just study the craft of acting, because I've only met one or two people who said, yeah, I was in radio and now I do Naruto. I've only met one or two people like that. Everyone else is like, I've been studying acting for 15 years, man, and I finally stumbled in. Then the other thing you have to do is move to where the work is. So that means for this stuff, come to LA. If you want to work in the anime industry, you could, some is done in New York, a lot is done in Texas, some of it's done in LA. But for voiceover across the board, for animation and games, the lion's share of Los Angeles is probably going to have to move to LA. And then if you want to do
she wants me to, she wants to learn
for
something.
friends of mine, Yuri
She doesn't want
Lowenthal
to tell me.
and Terraplan, Yuri Sasuke and Naruto.
Just tell me the voice.
They wrote a book for anyone.
What do you want to ask? I'll go for it.
No, they wrote a book called
Come on.
Voiceover Voice Actor, and it's
Well,
a good,
you want to go for it,
it's a good
then
rundown for what the industry is like right now. There are lots of books out there, but most of them are from 20 years ago.
Then you do it.
Would I help you? Sure, I just need a personal assistant for life.
Well, I have a question, and it's very interesting. I just want your opinion on what do you think Gara's reaction would be if the Marian comes to give him the talk about the birds and the bees?
I kind of think he's still waiting for that talk. I don't know if he's waiting for that. No, that's what he would think about it?
No, what his reaction would be to that.
I don't think he'd be interested, because part of him thinks he climbs for nothing. I love you too. I also love you.
Second, how do you feel when a yellow girl approaches you?
A yaoi hanger? Cool with it. I'm pretty liberal, man. You know, the only thing I don't like is when I get in my email inbox a picture of naked Gara and naked Sakura. I don't mind that that exists, and I don't mind if you guys like it. I have no problem with that. I just don't want it on my hard drive. Or the feds at the time.
You say in Gara's voice, Lee, I love you.
There were many that came from.
I just want to say, if you can say to her, happy birthday. Her birthday was actually May 20th in Garapos. Her name is Miriam.
Miriam, say it again.
Miriam.
Miriam. That's the Happy birthday. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to you.
I was wondering, because I usually wonder, like, voice actors' favorite lines of their characters, so I was wondering if you could tell us what your favorite line has been of Garth.
The only family ties I have are the ones I'd like to wrap around their necks. Also,
I was just wondering, do you enjoy making the voiceovers for King?
Yeah.
well, not on an ongoing basis, but I like doing them when I do. Sure, yeah.
Also, can you say for me in Ilidan's voice, you are not prepared?
You are not prepared. You are not prepared. I didn't want to reverse for it. I'm sorry, I don't want to reverse.
Hi.
What?
I know that you did the voice enders of the series that had
Yeah.
you. The character did you say it was easy or did you find it wrong? Because it's like
Easy. I love playing squishy characters. The most. In fact, I know they're rebooting the series, right? I think so. I think I saw, well, no, I mean, like, I read it in the game, and, like, on websites or magazines and stuff. I think they're rebooting it, and I really hope they bring it back, because I like doing it. A lot. I don't remember any of my lines. I just remember that I was able to like it. Let's get married. That's been a weird progression of my career. I started off playing cowards, fops, perverts, effeminate characters, and slowly over the years I've turned into big dudes. Big dudes.
First of all, we'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. Since we know it's in 2 days.
It isn't 2 days.
How did it feel to be an extra voice acting character for Soul Calibur 4? More specifically, voice actor number 3.
It was really, you reach high points in your career, moments when you know it will never get any better than this right now.
I feel like Darth Vader-like character, and I pitched her voice really high.
Say what?
I pitched her voice really high, and a Darth Vader-like character I made of you in Soul Calibur 4.
Wait, you can pitch the actor's voice higher?
Yeah, very much.
And this is a serious question.
Yeah.
How did it feel to work for Atlas as one of the characters of Catherine and as Dr. Eagle for Persona?
I don't get to work on many dirty games. We spent a lot of time going like, Arctic Blast and, shower of rainbows. We used to swear and talk about how much of a pain in the ass the ex-wife is and bitch and moan about stuff. It's quite pleasurable. Yeah. No, I like it a lot. I like doing the ghost voice in the toilet. And Persona's got legs, man. You guys love Persona. You love it. I love all the Persona games. It's just really, every game they make is so slick and it's just great Japanese pop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How was your experience performing Carlos Ballad for first time?
That seriously was a moment where I thought it's not going to get any better than this. I'm a gamer. I don't have much time to play as much as I used to with 2 kids and a career, but Final Fantasy VII was huge for me. It was huge. I played it twice. I'm a gamer at heart, so I've always wanted to be, and I know I've done past stuff. I was Red 13 and Advent Children, and there's games. I always, and Laura Bailey talks about this too, who voiced the lead, the lead in Final Fantasy 13 too. That, like, we grew up on that, so to be one of the lead characters in the big, shiny new Final Fantasy is sort of a, you're like, oh, I made it to the inner circle of VO Christendom. I loved it. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I just put my face in the director and went, and he had fabulous hair, and fabulous boots.
I killed lightning with my own hands. Do I deserve to go and find?
That's a lot of words. What did you say?
I killed lightning with my own hands. Don't I deserve to go and find?
I could, I killed lightning with my own hands. Don't I deserve to something, something, something?
Close enough.
How does it feel to be cast in a Studio Ghibli film, even if it wasn't that important?
It was cool. I wish it had been bigger. I love Ghibli films and Miyazaki. I was excited to be there.
Did you get to meet yourself?
No, we don't meet. Like, I've almost met anyone who works on Naruto or any of these games. We very rarely meet the people who make them overseas.
How has it been your experience to work as Gaara both in the original Naruto and
He's the best. He's one of my, I'm not going to pick any favorite character because that's like picking a favorite child, but he's definitely one of them. I mean, I haven't had any role that's long, and that was one of the two times in my career. The other was Nightcrawler, where I knew what they were casting for, and went, that one. That's the one I want to get. I mean, we say that to ourselves all the time, but then you don't get it. So, like, I went out for that character, wanted that character, got that character. And I love young Jara and old Jara, probably younger Jara a little bit better because he is a murderer.
can you please say Gaara of the Funk in his voice? If anyone knows the reference of the original.
Everybody knows the reference. Gaara of the Funk. Of the Funk! Thank you. I will be 16 on Monday.
Anyway, I had a question. I was also asking for impressions with the question.
Yeah.
He was covered for other things. I was going to ask how did it feel when a few years ago you basically went a little bit retro with the anime scene when you had the roles when they recasted retro later players.
What was that like?
He was a pretty important figure in the story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew of Slayers when I worked on it, but I still haven't seen the original series. I know it's one of Kristen Freeman's highlights.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the character at all, so really, in those instances, I have to put all my faith in the director who does know the series.
Yeah,
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he was the one who, he also played Celis, and he recasted the same movie with the project.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so was it an interesting experience, I think?
Yeah, definitely. I will say, I mean, I won't say that role, like, wasn't like I got struck by lightning for that one in particular, but I don't work on as much anime as I used to. The industry has gone through a lot of changes. There was a huge bubble at first, got huge in the 80s and the 90s. And a lot of it used to be done in law. No, I know. They're all saving money. They're trying to save money to make this stuff happen. A lot of stuff used to happen in LA, now almost none do. So when I get to work on it, it's like going to the gym. I will say, he asked the question before, does anyone scoff at voiceover? And they don't generally, but they do for the anime industry, because, I mean, mainly it doesn't pay as well as some of the other ones. That's the main reason. But people think, dubbing, what is that? But those of us who work a lot in dubbing know that it's and I work on original animation, I work in games, I do commercials. It's the hardest thing to do because you're matching pre-existing picture. You have to start when it starts and then pause when it pauses, but hopefully not sound like bad chatter acting. There's good chatter acting. So it's like going to the gym for me. So anytime I go back to it, I know that it's working on it. Honing my skills.
Okay, well, in questions, some people are asking for
want to ask you for being really good. I was going to ask for what to me was a higher similarity. You can go with Masara. Yeah. Because the game's really funny, at least to me. And I was hoping for one of the tricks, either maybe you trying to impersonate what Ieyasu highlighted, if he was making fun of Troy Baker's Mitsunari impressions of him going crazy. Ieyasu! You know, what Ieyasu was kind of like, you know, making fun of that. Or maybe Ieyasu just in a very solemn voice saying, you know, how there's no greater love between that of a young warlord and his samurai cyborg from the Warrior period.
Oh boy, that was hard to track, but I will say, as the Ieyasu, I think that Mitsunari wears, and Troy Baker as well, wears a lone star, really likes purple, and rocks the fedora pretty well.
Doesn't he sound like Ieyasu trying to...
He just sounds like me, very excited. You're gonna have to feed me lines, I don't.
You know, like for example, when Troy Baker was doing the insane Ieyasu kind of thing, you know, when someone can...
A statement for all of you. I love you all. There's two people in here. I won't say who. I love them a bit more.
I was going to ask you, what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you in a convention or any gathering?
Several years ago, I was walking with my wife and the expo, and a band girl, who is now in the industry actually, came running up to us, and my wife Amy had never been to, who you'll know from, if anyone's watched Cookie, my wife is voice of Shirley. Amy has not been to too many conventions or anything, so there's no the purpose that we see at conventions. And some girl came out with a bag of gifts for me, and there was a Shakespeare doll, but there was she's like, here's a man girl doll, and there was a stick with a hand on it. She's like, you can see. Last finger away. And then we walked away, and Amy's like, what was that? What was that? What? Sure.
I played the game StarCraft 2. I heard you were the ghost in that. Yeah. I really love the line when they died. The ghost says, never say die.
Never say die.
Thank you.
You don't know what they're saying?
I heard theater days.
Back in the theater days, you do like a traditional Shakespeare by night, working at a restaurant by day, you think you
no, I couldn't have, I just posted a picture on my private, not my public, private Facebook page, a couple days ago with me in a mocap suit, with my name printed on my head, and my name like fell across my chest. And what it said, the caption was, I could never have predicted this life. I never could have. I mean, I started out, I was going to be a serious actor. I am a serious actor. But I did plays for a long time, and I was like, I'm going to be on Broadway, I'm going to be on off-Broadway, and I'm going to be a starving artist and never make any money, which you can do by working in the theater, because it doesn't really, it builds as well. But I was a janitor for theater spaces, I did data entry, I did all kinds of jobs, making nothing. And I wasn't a McNeek, but I never knew that I'd be able to take the chocolate and make it with a peanut butter and make a Reese's Pieces out of it. I did a play called The Cripple of Inishmaan in Salt Lake City when I was 23, just out of school, at a 2,000-seat theater. And a brilliant play, a brilliant writer, Martin McDonough. I was extremely happy to be there, but at night I was going home and playing Resident Evil 2 after rehearsal. And it was a great, it was foreshadowing for the future. I just had no idea. Yeah.
I wanted to do the Galloway, Stop chasing stuff and just choose me.
Oh my god. No, who was there? Yeah, no.
Please.
Mom, you have to jump where you find.
Then Coffin and stand what now? Burial? Okay, I'll put the mic down. Sam Coffin! Sam Burial! I yell a lot. I yell a lot in my business now. What? Sandwich!
Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. What? Souvenir, that's not crazy, Andrew, moment at all. Thank you. What would have been crazy is if you sprang at me from behind and tried to shove it in my ear.
Correct. You did the voice and probably straight into highest ballot.
Yes.
How was the experience of when you got hurt?
Were you here 10 minutes ago? It was great. It was the highlight of my career. I'm going to truncate what I told everyone 10 minutes ago, which was that I grew up gaming. I loved Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where I fell off. I just didn't have time. Yeah. But I loved Final Fantasy, as a younger actor, and so it was, sort of a feather in my cap. And then I had no idea what was going on, and he was good. Hello.
I was wondering, most of your roles are deep voices.
Yeah.
But how do you feel like the high voice of
Oh, what? Is there, 14-year-old Liam would never believe that I am doing what I'm doing. Not only because it's a cool job, but because I got pushed into lockers. I was in the drama club. I am terrible at sports. And I was just like a little wiener who got pushed around. So the idea now that I play characters like War and Darksiders or Asura and Asura's Wrath or Caius or all these guys, I still have a problem believing it now myself. I'm really? Everyone else did? Okay. I got my start in voiceover, and I feel much more at home, I guess, playing Hendrix or Lloyd, that kind of stuff. That feels right to me because I'm a dude. I don't know. I just like to play and stand up.
Well, Liam, all right, one last one.
Well, first off, I have newfound respect for you for the whole Sasuke Naruto thing. Secondly, this is actually a serious question, not like my other one. What does it feel like the characterization of having to do this psychotic murder and all of a sudden he has this really awkward relationship with his siblings and is trying to be like different now, talking about God always be better. I just want to know how it feels like to characterize all of that.
It feels good, is the short answer, because all of us, everyone in this room, I'm joking around up here and everyone's in a good mood, but we all have a darker side. Everyone gets stuck in traffic and wants to explode the 10 cars in front of them. We don't always get what we want, and we can be petty and spiteful and nasty, and I've got that in me, and so do you, and so we don't all get a forum to let that shit out. So I like the game.
William, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming to the Puerto Rico. Rico, and we'd be very happy to have you back on the show.
Thank you. It is sincerely my great pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.